In the previous videos, we've seen recurrence relations. In this video, we are going to see how are they going to help us to solve dynamic programming problems. Because you see, when you see a code forces problem or an ICPC problem or an interview question, they don't ask you directly to find a recurrence relation. So you should find it out. And today we are going to do exactly the same thing. So here's the problem statement. It says that we have a tape containing 12 cells, and we have a lot of dominoes, an infinite number of dominoes like this, and it asks in how many ways we can put these dominoes onto our tape such that they should be non-overlapping. In other words, you cannot put two dominoes that overlap each other. For example, one here and another one here. You cannot do that. Also, at the end of the day, you shouldn't be able to put any other domino. So, no other domino can be put. So, you shouldn't fill the complete table. For example, you can start from here. Your first domino might be here, but this is okay because you cannot put any other domino here. So our goal is to not fill the table with dominoes like this, but rather we should put some dominoes such that we shouldn't be able to put any other dominoes. So let's look at some examples. And the question is simply, if we have this tape, 1 row and 12 columns, in how many ways we can put these horizontal dominoes such that these two conditions holds. Let's look at the first example. So in the first example, instead of having a tape of size of 12, we have a tape of size 3 columns. And it's easy to see that there are only two ways. Either you put your domino here at the first two cells or here at the last two cells. Of course, you cannot put two dominoes because two dominoes need at least 4 columns or 4 cells, but here we have only 3 columns. So yeah, we have only 2 ways of putting dominoes in this table. Let's move on to the next example. Here, instead of 12, we have 4 columns, and again, there are only 2 ways. Either you put 2 dominoes, which this would be the only case containing 2 dominoes, the first domino at the first 2 cells and the next domino at the last 2 cells, or you put 1 domino. But if you're going to put only 1 domino, then it means it should be in the middle of the table because you shouldn't be able to put any other dominoes. So if you put that domino here, that's only 1 domino here, it's not valid because these 2 cells can hold another domino. And so for 4, the answer is 2. And the last example, we have a table of size 1 and 5 columns. Here we have 3 ways. And of course, we should have at least 2 domino because if you're going to have only 1 domino, for example, if that domino would be here, it's invalid because these 3 cells can hold 1 other domino. And if that domino would be here, again, this is invalid because there can be another domino here and the other cases are similar. So of course you cannot have 3 dominoes because 3 dominoes needs at least 6 cells. So the only case is to have exactly 2 dominoes, and those 2 can have these locations. So there are only 3 ways. But here's the question. When we have 12 cells, 12 columns, in how many ways we can put them? So of course you cannot count them by hand because there are a lot of ways. So please pause the video and try to find the number with an elegant way. I hope you already solved the problem, but here's the idea. We are going to use recurrence relations, not surprisingly. And here is how we're going to do that. We are going to define a recurrence relation ourselves. So in the previous problems, the problem itself described the recurrence relation and its definition. But here, we don't have any E of n, F of n, D of n, like the previous problems, so we should define them by ourselves. And what do I mean by that? So instead of solving the problem for only 12 columns, we are going to find or solve a more general version. So I'm going to assume that our table is 1 by n, and we don't know what n is. It can be any number. And I'm going to define a recurrence relation named as f of n. So what is the definition of f of n? F of n says in how many ways we can fill or put dominoes, because we're not going to fill it necessarily. We can put dominoes in a tape, 1 by n tape, with the problem conditions. So in other words, if we set n to be 12, I mean f of 12, this value is exactly the answer to our question or to the problem. So it means that my f is going to help me to solve the original problem. It's not just a random definition. So let's see how we can find a recurrence relation just like previous problems for this definition of f. So again, it's a good time to pause the video and try to find the recurrence relation yourself. And I'm going to tell the answer. Okay, let's look at only to the last domino. Last domino. Okay, so where could be the last domino? I mean, can it be anywhere? For example, can the last domino be here? Yes, it cannot be here, because if the last domino is here, then the second condition is violated, because the second condition says that we shouldn't be able to put any other domino. But if this one is the last domino, then it means that there are no dominoes here. By last, I mean from the left. So there are no dominoes here in these 3 cells, and it's not good because we can put another domino here. So if you investigate, you can see that the last domino has only 2 possible places. Either the last domino is here or it's here. Let me change the color. So there are only these 2 possibilities. And the last domino can't be, for example, here, because again, if the last domino is here, we can put another domino here. Okay, so we have only 2 cases for the last domino. And let's see in how many ways we can put dominoes such that the last domino is here. In other words, the first case, how many cases does the first case have? Yes, it does have f of n minus 2. Why? Because if you put the last domino here, if you see, we have the exact problem. But instead of having a tape, a 1 by n tape, we have a 1 by n minus 2 tape, because these 2 cells are already occupied. So the answer to f of n minus 2 is exactly the number of ways we can put dominoes here. This is the recursive step. And how about the second case? If the last domino is here, in how many ways we can fill the remaining cells? Yes, f of n minus 3. Because again, we have n minus 3 cells here, and f of n minus 3 is exactly the answer for this part. And what do I do with these 2 values? So the answer would be, the answer of f of n would be f of n minus 2 plus f of n minus 3. So now I have my recurrence relation in hand. And how can we find the value of f of 12? Just by adding some integers. But before that, we need some base cases. So let's talk about base cases. For this recurrence relation, we need 3 base cases because the lowest value we are referring to is n minus 3. So we need at least 3 base cases. So I'm going to have n equal to 0, 1, 2 for my base cases. When n is 0, what is the value of f of 0? So f of 0 says in how many ways we can put dominoes such that they are non-overlapping, and also we shouldn't be able to put any other dominoes. So having a tape 1 by 0 means an empty tape. So in other words, we cannot put any domino at all. So f of 1 is 1, and the only way is to do nothing. This is exactly the same for n equal to 1, because when n is 1, we have a 1 by tape, and again, we cannot put any dominoes. So the answer is again 1, and the only way is to do nothing or to not put any domino. And when n is 2, the answer is again 1, because you have 2 cells and you should put 1 domino, exactly 1, because if you put non-dominoes, the second condition is going to be violated. Now we can compute the value of f of 3 by looking at this relation. So f of 3 is equal to f of 1, because 3 minus 2 is 1, plus f of 0. So it means that you should sum these 2 values. So f of 3 is 2. F of 4 is f of 2 plus f of 1. So it's again 2 . 21. So yeah, the answer is simply 21. It means that in 21 ways you can put dominoes, some dominoes, in a tape, in a 1 by n tape, such that they are non-overlapping, and you cannot put any other dominoes. Let me actually draw some of them. So one way is, of course, to put all dominoes like this, to put 6 dominoes. This is one way, for example. Another way is to put dominoes here, for example, having a 1 cell gap. So these are non-overlapping and you cannot put any other dominoes. And another way is like this. So by this I mean a domino here, and another domino here, another one here. So you see there are a lot of ways, and some of them has 6 dominoes, the first way. Some of them has 5 dominoes, and some of them can have even 4 dominoes, like this. But you cannot have less than 4 dominoes, so these are the 3 possible number of dominoes. But yeah, in 21 ways you can put those dominoes following those 2 conditions. And yeah, we are going to solve these kind of problems more and more to make sure you are very comfortable with recurrence relation and as a result with dynamic programming.